This is Diana Sullivan in Austin, Texas. Today I'm going to thread my machine with two shades of really pretty chenille, and in fact this is Bernat Baby Velvet left over from a previous project, and I'm going to do some brioche knitting with my double bed bulky machine. I have installed a KR900 color changer. It works just great with the bulky machine. I dropped the ribber on this side to give myself a gap, and I'm putting the left yarn in between the beds. There's a little yarn clip down at the bottom of the ribber bed, and I'm putting the yarn in the clip. Then I'm pushing the left button on the color changer and putting the yarn in that button. I just put it in the slot back here and cancel the button, and it's secure. Now I'm going to grab the other color, put it between the beds, also put it in the yarn clip, and push the second button here and put the yarn in there. Cancel that. Now I'm going to get cast on and knit a couple of rows with one of the two colors. For my needle arrangement, I'm on every other needle, and I'm just going to go over to the color changer and set the machine on plain, and a tight tension for the Zig Zag Row. I'm even bringing my slide lever over because I want it to have a tight tension. I'm going all the way until it clicks. Then I'm opening one of the slots and coming back out, and the ribber arm will catch that yarn and it'll be threaded properly. Now I'm going to do the Zig Zag Row, just knitting from left to right, which is a little different than what we usually do, but this works well with the color changer. I'm putting a comb and a couple of weights in. This is going to be tuck stitch, so I'm going to use two heavy weights. Now I need to do my selvage. I'm going to bring it up to tension 1 on the ribber and put up the right part lever. Then I'm going to bring the main bed up to tension 1 and put in the left part button. This way it'll do the 3-row selvage. The selvage is in, so I'm canceling that part and I'm going to bring it up to the garment tension. I'm using tension 5, and then I'm canceling the part button up above and putting it on tension 5 as well. And I'm just going to knit 2 rows. So, knitting my 2 rows of ordinary ribbon, and I'm just making sure that my weight drops, my comb moves. Now, I want to change colors. So to change colors, I push all the way over to the color changer. Hear the loud click. I always listen for the click. Then press the other color button and bring the carriage on out. And the old color has been dropped and the new color is properly threaded. Now this is brioche, so we need to change the settings. To get the ribber to tug, we have to have both of these PR levers up in tuck and this lever over to P. And then we're going to knit 2 rows. If you inspect the work, you'll see that it is just laying the yarn in the ribber needles, but it's knitting through on the main bed needles, which is a good thing. And then I'm going to knit back. Now I want to change colors, so I go all the way to the click, and then I push in the color I want now, color 1, come out, and I need to change my settings. I want the ribber to do plain knitting, so put these back and put this back as well. I want the main bed to do tuck, so I push both tuck buttons. They're the 2 buttons on the left, and I knit 2 rows. Here we go again. Change color. Hear the click. Pick up the new color. Change settings. So this goes back on tuck, and up here press this little lever and it cancels the tuck buttons. and 2 rows. Here we go again. Change color. And change settings. Every time we're on the left, change color, change settings. So I put the tuck buttons in up top, and I turn them all off on the bottom. Knit 2 rows. Change color and change settings. Knit 2 rows. Change color, change settings. You have to change the settings on both carriages every time. Knit 2 rows, change color, change settings. Change color, change settings. Let's get those in. Change color and change settings. Change color and change settings. Now I'll knit a little distance off camera so we can take this off and look at the brioche. Now I've been knitting a while and I just want to take it off the machine. So I'm going to cancel the tuck, and for this particular row the tuck was canceled on the river, and I'm going to knit a few rows. And I'm not bothering to bind off. I'm just going to go ahead and cut the yarn, and I'm going to just go off and catch the knitting. I hung the finished swatch on the gate pegs. Now normally this stitch is firmer, but I have chosen such a drapey yarn that it's drooping a little bit. On this side of the knitting you can certainly see the vertical stripes formed, and you can see that the taupe is the prominent color. It is all the knit stitches, and it's in front of the purl stitches. Now let's flip this over. On this side the pink is predominant because it is on the knit stitches. So this makes a really interesting pattern. If both sides show, both sides are pretty, and it's interesting because one side is more of one color, the other side is more of the other color. Now I wanted to point out to you some characteristics of the stitch. It is thick, it is warm, and it is quite wide. There's another way to do brioche when we knit it by hand that isn't quite as heavily tucked as this, but this is a quick, efficient way to make it on the machine. The swatch is actually a little wider than the size of the needle bed that I used. If you enjoyed this video, please help me out and hit the subscribe link below the video. Then click the little bell and it'll notify you of each new video as it comes up. Also hit the thumbs up. Why am I asking for this? YouTube uses those statistics to determine which videos they recommend. And if we can get them to recommend machine knitting videos, more people will see them. Thank you so much.